Hello everyone. I'm putting this up here just to show YouTube that I am operating within the guidelines of fair use, which allows to use segments of material I do not own the rights for in order to criticize and express an opinion. Just as any democratic, free speech supporting platform would do. I'm not going to make any money out of this, and everything I upload here will be for the sole purpose of reviewing, critique, and expressing opinions about what's going on and what went on the fully. Okay, hello everyone. So I'm back, and today we're going to focus on the another most recent video that has been uploaded. In this video, we will see that the children get to sleep for the first time in their own bed cells. I know Andrea calls it bedrooms, but I'm going to call it bed cells because it is more of a cell than a room. Anyway, there's a few things we can learn from this video, and I'm going to point them out here. So let's start.
That's not your cue, it's Abigail's cue. Hello.
Hi.
You guys.
Okay, so the first thing that we see here is that these two parents proud themselves for being natural, for showing their real life. Everything is completely untouched and raw. Well, I don't think so. We see here that Hadar, in his usual voice towards Raphael, says, that's not your cue, that's Abigail's cue. So you're taking these kids, she's 6, he's 10, and you're giving them cues when to speak and what to say and who speaks first. That is not natural. There is nothing raw about it. And these children have been growing up like this since practically age 0. So you're taking their childhood and turning it into some kind of scripted chapter series for your viewers to watch and give you money for. And that I find to be absolutely horrible. And this is not only about this family, this is the whole family thing on YouTube. Ruining, in my opinion, of course, ruining children's childhood to portray them on YouTube in front of strangers without their consent. They're minors, and in this case, they're also scripted. So they are learning how to react to a camera and to their parents' cues. And of course, the really sad thing here, besides that, is that what Hadar is asking the kids is to tell the viewers what they are doing. And of course, Abigail, who really, I feel sorry for her because she's never able to remember her script. She goes into the details of what they're doing. And I'm going to give you a very, very short section here of that.
It's like this. Show all the stuff that's not this stuff, or this stuff, or this stuff.
Nothing to do with actual Minecraft.
Okay, so the child gets her cue from her father, so she now is telling us about what she does, and we can see that her vocabulary is so lacking. She doesn't know how to describe what they're doing. She doesn't know how to describe the things that she sees on that box. It's just this stuff and this stuff and this stuff and this stuff, and it's just so sad to me because, just a reminder, she has been practically a prisoner in her home since she was born. She does not know how to communicate with other children. She has never been to any kind of educational system. She has never interacted with friends. She does not know how to articulate herself. Always suffered from deficiencies, and she had different problems that were diagnosed in Israel but never taken care of and never approached by a professional. She has been labeled by her mother as autistic with no proof. She has been exposed only to that particular set of parents and a grandmother. That's it. That's what she knows. That's her world. And she is so behind in so many things. And we see her again. That despite any kind of script or cue or whatever, she just does not know what to say. And this goes on. So if you watched this video, then you know that the whole time they're playing with Legos, she just has to make all kinds of sounds and noises, they mean nothing. They're just there for attention and to fulfill her role, I guess, and what she's supposed to do in that conversation. But there's nothing there, and it's beginning to really be, in my opinion, a burning issue here, because this child is lagging behind so badly, in my opinion, and nobody's doing anything about it. And I mean, my heart really goes out to her, although she has been extremely jealous and mean and horrible to her brother. We must understand where that comes from and how much anger and frustration she must be harboring in that life that she has been dealt. So this is my opinion. Again, it's only based on what we see and hear and, years and years of these videos. Now, the next section that we're going to watch includes the part where Andrea goes into these little bed cells and talks about the kids sleeping there for the first time. And actually, it's supposed to be a triumph, but let's see what we learned from this.
It's hard to sleep.
It is? Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm scared that my dolls will come to life and eat my flesh.
Okay, let's start with what we see here. When Andrea comes into the room, she sees that her child is not asleep yet. What does she do? She asks a leading question. Are you scared? She doesn't ask the child, what's wrong? Are you okay? What's happening? How do you feel? No. Are you scared? So she leads her into the path of talking about fears. And what does Abigail, the 6-year-old child, reply? She replies that she's afraid that her dolls will come alive at night and eat her flesh. Now, this is not something a child says without being exposed to this kind of content by her parents. And I'm saying by her parents because there is no way at all that she can be exposed to anything else, because that is where she is, in my opinion, in my words, imprisoned. So why is this 6-year-old exposed to this idea that anything can come to life and eat her flesh? Even the word flesh is not something a child would use naturally and normally. So we see, my conclusion is that these children are being exposed to extreme content, probably very scary movies or stories by their parents. We know, and we've seen before, that Andrea loves to scare these kids. And putting that idea into such a young mind is just horrific, in my opinion. So these children are put into these beds in the dark or with a little light and left to their own thoughts. And this is what the child comes up with. So it's not only that she is led into thinking about her fears, and it seems like it's clear to Andrea that she's not sleeping because she's scared. And that is what is taught to the child as well.
They both tucked themselves in tonight.
So this channel, as you know, is all about patterns from age 0 until today. Patterns. Not a one-time behavior, but a way of thinking and behaving towards your children. Now, so you've seen that Andrea comes into the room asking Abigail if she's scared. So she already assumes to know that Abigail will not be sleeping because of fears. But at the same time, The kids had to tuck themselves in tonight, she says. So again, we see something is just, in my opinion, so wrong in the whole parental, I don't know, approach. Because if you know that your child is going to go to sleep in this new bed, in this new room that they haven't slept in for months and months and months, and I'm going to show in a few seconds how she says that Abigail is not used to a bed anymore and she doesn't know how to sleep in it anymore. But so you know that, and yet you let this 6-year-old girl and the 10-year-old, by the way, who is living under the same conditions exactly, tuck themselves in on their own. They don't even have the courtesy to sit there with the child and calm their fears in this new environment for the kid, in this new experience after living for 7 or 6 or 8 months on a couch or wherever they were sleeping in the house. To sit there and calm their fears and tuck them in and maybe read them a story or just give them some love or talk to them and make this whole transition easier for them. No, they're just sent into those cells on their own without any kind of comforting from the parents. No comfort at all. And this, again, it boggles the mind. The minimum, the bare minimum you could do is just lead these kids into their new environment after such a long time, this little cell of sleeping, right? With some kind of, I don't know, gentle approach, and just to ease the transition, as I said before. But no, so they are sent, these kids are sent into these dark cells to sleep for the first time, and we see that both of them, by the way, if you notice the video, both of them do not know how to get under the covers. They just have this cover that they've been sleeping with, probably with their clothes on the couch for such a long time, and they do the same in bed. They don't know.
No, you can sleep underneath of this.
Oh, then why is it tucked in?
Yeah, here. Come here. I think you did forget how to sleep in a bed. Hold on.
Yes, she did forget how to sleep in a bed because she hasn't had a bed for more than 6 months. And you know what? Her brother, her 10-year-old, intelligent, sweet, loving brother, hasn't had that either. And at the beginning of the video, when Andrea goes into his room, she doesn't stay there, of course, because she can't get, the drama there. You can see that he is still sleeping. Cover on him that he sleeps or has slept on the couch with. He is not under the covers because he also has forgotten how to sleep in a bed. And he is not Abigail. He is a very, very mature, smart boy. It's just that his life conditions, being imprisoned, again, in my opinion, in this trailer van, on this lot, without a social life, without friends, without going out and having his own life. He's 10 years old and he is confined to this place without any ability to develop his quite amazing skills. It is a wonder to me that he is the way he is, even growing up in such a place, and even after being treated by his father and mother when he was a baby and a toddler and a young child. He was treated so badly by his dad. I'm not going to use the word abuse here, but you know exactly what I mean, and many of you have used it before. But I'm going to say he was treated very, very badly in many ways that are, to me, just unbelievable, and I can't get over those videos. I am so I have a bunch of videos to do, and I keep putting it off because it's hard for me to watch what that baby had gone through. It's just hard for me to watch and to listen to his cries. So despite all of this, Raphael is still able to show his potential, but of course this potential is being suffocated by the environment that he is in, by being shut away from the world, by still being gaslit constantly by his father, And even this boy does not know how to get into bed, to be tucked. He doesn't know what it means to be tucked in. His first years on this earth have been spent in a smelly, shut down, with a lock on it, tent on the floor. I don't think he is able to develop to his best potential here, for sure. But it's so sad to see that he is still sleeping on the covers with his cover from the couch or wherever they were sleeping. I have no idea, but I'm assuming on the couch because he had showed us that he doesn't even know when he falls asleep because he's still wearing his clothes from the day before, and nobody has bothered to wake him and put him into pajamas. Of course, that would be too parental in this case, in my opinion. And we have to remember that the parents know this, and yet again we see that it's not important enough to have the kids tucked in, showed how to get under the covers again, remind them how normal children sleep in beds, and nope, just sent to bed with no directions, no comfort, nothing.